Today, we will learn an inspiration to give rise to Bodhichitta, written by Master Xing'an and commented by Khenpo Yeshe Phuntsok. First, let's introduce Master Xing'an. Master Xing'an was the 11th patriarch of the Pureland school. In the 24th year of Emperor Kangxi's reign in the Qing dynasty, 1686, he was born into a literati family in Changshu, Jiangsu. From a young age, he was a vegetarian and aspired to renounce worldly life. His father passed away early, and his wise mother, who recognized his deep roots of virtue, encouraged him to leave secular life and practice the Dharma. At the age of 7, he became a disciple of Master Xing'an of Qingliang Temple. Gifted with extraordinary intelligence, he could memorize any scripture he had read. At 15 years old, he was ordained. Though proficient in worldly classics and skilled in poetry and calligraphy, he never forgot the crucial task of liberation from samsara. One day, after witnessing a monastic collapse and die at Pureland temple, he suddenly realized the impermanence of life. From then on, he practiced even more diligently. He observed the precepts strictly and never parted from his robes and alms bowl. He ate only one meal at noon each day, often sat in meditation all night long, and never slackened throughout his life. I believe that a person with such profound roots of virtue must have been a disciple of the Buddha in a past life. At the age of 24, he listened to the Dharma. He studied the profound meaning of the Lotus Sutra with Venerable Chuchang, and Yogacara and Surangama with Venerable Shaotan. He diligently studied the Vaipulya scriptures day and night. After 3 years, he thoroughly comprehended the nature school and characteristics school. The nature school encompasses teachings on emptiness, while the characteristics school primarily includes topics like Abhidharma and mind only. At the age of 28, he followed Venerable Lingzhu at Changshu Monastery and devoted himself to meditating on the question, who is reciting the Buddha's name? After only 4 months, he suddenly said, I have awakened from the dream. From then on, he became perfectly eloquent and skillfully expounded the Dharma. Venerable Lingzhu wished to transmit the robes and bowl to him, but he did not accept them. I believe Venerable Lingzhu must have acknowledged his realization. Later, he engaged in retreat at Jinji Monastery. After attaining enlightenment, he entered retreat. He studied the Tripitaka during the day and recited Amitabha Buddha's name at night. After completing the 3-year retreat, the assembly reverently requested him to expound the Lotus Sutra. When he sat in the teaching seat, his words flowed like a gushing spring. From then on, his activities of guiding sentient beings flourished increasingly. Several years later, he visited the temple of King Ashoka in Ningbo to pay homage to the Buddha's relics. On the 15th day of the second month, the Buddha's Parinirvana day, he gathered many monastic and lay devotees to make extensive offerings. In front of the relic stupa, he burned his finger as an offering and made 48 great vows, whereupon the Buddha's relics shone. On this occasion, the Master composed an inspiration to give rise to Bodhichitta, encouraging the fourfold assembly to generate Bodhichitta. This text is very inspiring, and many readers are moved to tears. Driven by perfect and pure Bodhichitta, the Master wrote this text. The Master was invited to serve as abbot at various monasteries. Wherever he went, he ensured the monastic guidelines and rules were properly observed. In each monastery, he established pure discipline, enabling everyone to practice according to the Dharma. He expounded sutras such as the Lotus Sutra and the Sarugama Sutra daily, and people gathered to listen to his teachings. Later, he entered a retreat in Xianlin Temple in Hangzhou, engaging in Pureland practice. Subsequently, at his disciples' request, he served as abbot of Brahma Temple in Fengshan. He eliminated distractions and concentrated on Pureland practice. He established a long-term Buddha name recitation community with strict guidelines where members supported one another day and night. People said he was the reincarnation of Master Yiming. He served in monasteries for over a decade and guided many people. The Master was very diligent. He taught the Pure Land path and guided people to practice together. On the 8th day of the 12th lunar month in the 11th year of Emperor Yongzhen's reign, he told his disciples, "I will depart next April." From then on, he entered retreat, reciting the Buddha's name 100,000 times each day, day and night. This was his demonstration for all. In his youth, he thoroughly comprehended the Dharma. After awakening, he studied the scriptures in retreat. Then he guided others to cultivate bodhicitta. Next, he expounded profound sutras. Finally, he devoted himself to Pure Land practice. He knew his time was near. He said he had 1 year left. Hence, he committed himself fully to Pure Land practice. On the 12th day of the 4th month in the following year, the Master said to the assembly, "I saw the 3 saints of the Western Pure Land appear again. Does this mean I am about to depart for the Pure Land?" After saying this, he composed a verse. "My body is in a lotus, and the Buddha appears. The Buddha's light shines on the purple golden lotus. My mind follows the Buddha's to rebirth, without coming or going." After writing it, he said, "I have decided to depart on the 14th day. Please recite the Buddha's name together." On the 13th day, Master Xing'an stopped eating and drinking. He sat upright with his eyes closed. Between 3 and 5 a.m., he bathed changed robes, and sat in lotus posture facing west. At noon, disciples from near and far gathered around him, weeping and prostrating as they implored, "Please stay in this world to guide sentient beings." The Master opened his eyes and said, "I shall go and return." Liberation from the cycle of birth and death is a crucial task. I hope you will recite the Buddha's name with a pure mind. Then, while reciting the Buddha's name, he peacefully passed away at the age of 49. The Master had practiced since childhood under excellent conditions. From the age of 7, he began reading scriptures and could memorize them upon reading. At 15, he was ordained. Throughout his life, he demonstrated through his actions, urging beings in the degenerate age to frequently reflect on the impermanence of life and practice diligently. As a reincarnated great master, though he could have lived more freely, he manifested in this way for the sake of beings in the degenerate age. He said he would go to the Western Pureland, yet also stated he would return upon arriving there. So, did he go there? This means he would come back according to his vows. When I was following Guru Yuanyin, I asked him about this. During his lifetime, I had a dream of his passing. In the dream, I sat below his seat. He passed away with his eyes closed, then suddenly opened them and said, "I will return any time." Later, when I visited him, I recounted his dream. Upon hearing it, he said, "Certainly." I said, "You will come back any time?" He replied, "Of course." Accomplished masters manifest in similar ways. Now we shall learn this text. It begins with an opening that urges students to listen attentively.